Good evening. Chair calls to order this special non-legislative session for the State of the County and legislative address. If I may, Mr. Castley, I would like to take a minute real quick just to thank our DPW workers and our EOC workers, Director Ayers, Mr. Shimmick, for the efforts and the commitment that you have to keep our citizens safe throughout these storms that we receive, and I know we're going to see another one tomorrow night. Hopefully everyone will stay safe through that as well. This evening we're honored to have County Executive deliver his second annual State of the County address. He will be speaking to us here in the council chambers and through live streaming on the county website. The video of the address will also be archived on the county website as part of this legislative session. Before we hear from the county executive, we have a brief video highlighting the administration's first year in office.
We're not going to govern through political rhetoric, spin, or empty promises. We won't ask you to believe that we're doing a good job. We're not going to ask you to imagine that we're doing a good job or imagine a better way. Talk is not the solution to what we have to do. We're going to deliver results.
It's now my pleasure to introduce Harford County Executive Bob Castley.
Thank you, Mr. Council President, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my second annual State of the County Address. I'm Harford County Executive Bob Castley, and I'm pleased to address this council and the public once again. Before we begin, I'd just like to address some thank yous here to my Director of Administration, Rob McCord. Ask all my directors and deputy directors to stand up that are here, please. And I want to thank all the county employees who do so much to make our success possible. And I want to thank the special guests that are here. A number of the folks who came out, all you folks here in the middle especially, thank you all very much for coming out to be with us this evening. I very much appreciate it. And like the council president, I'd like to take a moment to, if I can ask our public works and emergency services employees to just stand real quick who are here. And I just want to thank you all for Tuesday night we were supposed to be here. It was a very dangerous evening, and you watched what transpired, and water rising at a really almost unprecedented rate, and folks throughout the county. I know our sheriff's folks are here, and them as well. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies back in that corner, for your support. Thank you, appreciate it. It has been my distinct honor and a pleasure to serve as your county executive for this first year of my first term. And as you'll see, hopefully you saw some in that video, but further in my talk here, we've been working really hard to redirect government to serve the people and not the other way around. With the support of the council here, we've assembled a very highly competent and professional team of directors and deputy directors who working very hard every day to providing our citizens with superior service. Their integrity and selfless commitment are beyond question. We're busy breaking down bureaucratic silos and operating as one team to identify and understand and address the challenges that confront every part of our county. We hold biweekly directors meetings where each director briefs the others on key initiatives and events so that every part of our governing team fully understands what we're doing, where we're going, and they can effectively leverage their colleagues' activities and collective knowledge and experience for the benefit of all. We work as part of regional and statewide collaboratives. I meet regularly with leaders in our state government and with my fellow county executives throughout Maryland to share ideas, find solutions. My deputy directors my department directors are also leaders throughout the state in addressing mutual concerns. Our quarterly video conferences with State Highway Administration and the 3 municipalities foster communication and collaboration, and the results have been improved traffic flow and enhanced road safety and maintenance throughout our county. For example, at our request, State Highway Administration recently recalibrated the timing on the traffic signals on Route 24 from I-95 into Route 1 to help keep traffic moving along this critical and heavily traveled corridor. Making our citizens an active and informed part of our government has been one of my top priorities. To this end, I'm out in the county every day, listening and answering questions. I've been doing a monthly call-in show on Harford TV, thank you all, and sending out monthly newsletters on all aspects of our county government. We resurrected meaningful community advisory boards throughout the county for the purpose of allowing real discussion and input at the local level on important issues. And my directors participate frequently in these sessions to answer citizens' questions. Some of our volunteer chairpersons from the community advisory boards are here with us tonight, and I want to thank you all for your service. Public safety, as I said when I was first spoke to the public after election, remains my top priority. Our police and EMS personnel will once again be the primary focus of our county budget. I'm very proud of the fact that over the past 10 months, my administration responded very effectively to a crisis in our volunteer ambulance service. As most of you in the room already know, that just about a month into this administration, our volunteers informed me that our volunteer ambulance service could not continue to function as our primary ambulance service, and that their duties needed to be taken over by the county. And in very short order, my very capable governing team here recruited and hired full-time EMS personnel, purchased equipment, created workstations and bunk rooms, and for 14 new full-time ambulance crews that are now stationed throughout our county. We also addressed serious challenges with our 911 system and our overall emergency management. Before we leave the subject of our volunteer ambulance service, I want to take a moment at this time to thank all of our EMS volunteers who over the years have done so much to help our residents when they're in most need. These selfless volunteers left home and family time and again to answer the calls that came in the middle of the night, during holiday events, evenings, weekends, whenever the call came. And I'd just like all of them to stand up if you can. We got some of you folks in here now. Just thank you all for being here. Thank you. And one of those volunteers for an amazing 45 years, who is here this evening with us, is Dottie Arnold. Dottie, just raise your hand for everybody who doesn't know you. Stand up. Thank you, Dottie. So, Dottie, yeah, Dottie served as the Harford County Volunteer Fire and EMS Foundation since its creation in 2005. The foundation was intended as a bridge between our all-volunteer ambulance service and the service we have today. Obviously, it was a much longer and enduring bridge than we had originally intended, but Dottie kept that bridge open and uninterrupted all the way up to the current transition. Dottie, on behalf of the citizens of Harford County, thank you, and thank to all your colleagues for a job so well done. Thank you. Our volunteer fire service remains a tremendous asset to our community, and we really can't do enough to praise the accomplishment and dedication of these men and women on the front line. We continue to work with the volunteers and support their needs. This year we completed improvements to fire stations in Abingdon, Fallston, Haverty Grace, Jarrettsville, Joppa, Level, Norrisville, and Perryman. And this year we're moving forward with our plans to construct new stations in Belcamp and Whiteford. There's still a lot of work to be done, but I'm confident that we have in place here in Harford County, in this administration, both in my government and in the fire service, the right people to get the job done. And these efforts are greatly enhanced by the assistance of our public safety work group, and some of those folks are here tonight. This is a group that meets monthly to identify and discuss public safety concerns. With the brutal murder of Rachel Morin on the Monpaw Trail really compromised our public's confidence in our beloved trail. And shortly after her body was discovered along the trail, my administration, in cooperation with our public safety work group, began evaluating options to use cameras and artificial intelligence to enhance security along the trail. There were a lot of logistical hurdles, from power placement and supply placements, but thanks to the hard work of our county staff and our contractors and BG and some others, we expect to have these cameras up and running in the next several months, and it'll be a most welcome addition to our security. I want to thank everybody involved in that. And these cameras are really going to provide us what we hope a degree of public confidence to restore folks' faith in our beloved trail. In addition to public safety, we're working in many other ways to improve the quality of life for all of our citizens. One behind the scenes example is our Department of Public Works. Bill Battine's here with us this evening, which produced award-winning tap water. from our Abingdon impairment treatment plants. One of those small wins that you taste every time you put your glass under there. A more visible example of this is the work that our Parks and Rec department, Paul's here for Parks and Rec, that they're doing in expanding our county's park system. I look forward with great excitement to cutting the ribbon on additional acreage that we recently acquired on the beautiful Okanagan Peninsula that's located between Havre de Grace and Aberdeen. This county gem now consists of over 1,200 acres, county-owned acres, with more than 2 miles of waterfront. And we're still in the planning stages, but it's clear that this park complex has the potential for a system of waterfront trails and other uses that are going to make this complex a crown jewel in the Mid-Atlantic region, not just for Harford County, but for the state of Maryland. In addition, I'm proud that in partnership with Harford Land Trust and the Maryland Program Open Space, that we've acquired 129 acres of environmentally sensitive land that had been slated for development of 232 home sites in Joppatown, and that'll now become a local park. This year, we also added more than 2,000 new acres to our agricultural preservation stock. Having worked with various stakeholders, we'll be presenting to you all in the near future legislation, which we've actually presented because of the delay in this. The council's got it, and I'm confident we're moving forward soon. Legislation to update our agricultural preservation process, and this will allow greater flexibility in the program to support our goal of preserving viable farmland. We're also engaged in planning the construction of new recreation centers in Aberdeen and Joppatown. Okay.
Don't forget me.
In Edgewood, we're building a community park at Nuttall Avenue, and the park will have walking trails and open fields for gathering. It has a playground with a military theme to honor the historic use of that property as a site for construction of the Edgewood Arsenal section of Aberdeen Proving Ground. Regarding overall land use, this year we'll be undertaking a countywide zoning review process, and I am committed to ensuring for the public that this process will be a very open and transparent process that will keep the citizens fully informed at all times. As the first county executive who's also a veteran, I appointed our first ever full-time veterans coordinator who was available 24/7 to help our veteran community. I also appointed a very active Veterans Commission, and together they have held very successful veterans forums in our county. They've reached out to the American Legions of VFWs, and they created new web pages, including a calendar of veterans events countywide. Our Veterans Crisis Intercept team helps confront the epidemic of veteran suicides and has become a model within the state. The governor himself thanked me for supporting this effort, and we're very proud of Bob Brown and his efforts to do that. We're very determined to help every veteran that we can. Bob Brown, our coordinator, recently got a call from an Army veteran, a combat veteran, who'd been trying for 5 years to get the benefits to which he's entitled. And he said that he was calling the county as a last resort. Bob was able to jump into action, and within a month of the veteran having contacted us, he received a well-deserved check for $45,000 in back benefits. Moving forward, I'm pleased to announce that Harford County will host a VA claims clinic on August 14th in Edgewood. This is a unique opportunity for our veterans and their families to meet directly with VA representatives to file or follow up on existing claims. Shortly after taking office, I tasked my directors and their deputies with developing a plan to address the unique challenges and opportunities of the Route 40 communities. Aware that the residents in those communities were weary of decades of endless talk and little action, my direction was to identify specific action items for which my administration will stand accountable. We use a rigorous, data-driven approach to analyze the region, and in consultation with the community, we developed 60 specific action items spread across each of my departments to address identified challenges and opportunities. We meet monthly to chart our progress on each of those action items. And just last month, we published our first newsletter to keep the community apprised of our progress. This effort is directed not only at my Harford County government folks here, but also strives to leverage the assistance of the community, local community groups, and the local business community. And this spring, we plan to present this council with proposed legislation to help improve the quality of rental housing and address other challenges along the Route 40 corridor. On the economic development front, my administration is working hard to unleash the awesome power of the private sector. Given our location on the I-95 corridor, our proximity to Aberdeen Proving Ground, our excellent workforce, our strong schools, and our strong communities, we're well positioned to enhance our economic success. In an effort to maximize the full economic potential of Aberdeen Proving Ground, Harford's private defense sector is receiving unprecedented support from my administration. My economic development team includes the president of the National Defense Communities Association and the former deputy to the Aberdeen Proving Ground senior commander. To facilitate further collaboration, we actually opened an office on Aberdeen Proving Ground for economic development. I recently sat down with a dozen of our very well-established leaders of our defense contractor community to discuss their unique opportunities and challenges. And we'll continue to do that and to further expand the stable of well-paying defense-related jobs. Just last month, I toured a $30 million facility at Aberdeen Proving Ground currently under construction that will support emerging technologies with both defense and civilian applications. And I was very proud to see with the assistance from my administration, Harford Community College is already working closely with Aberdeen Proving Ground to tailor the academic majors to fill the jobs of the future that will be necessary to support this new APG capability. And they've already got, the community college already has interns working at Aberdeen Proving Ground in the Edgewood side who will move into this new facility. This fall, we sponsored a defense technology fair, jobs fair that hosted more than 225 candidates for 37 defense contractors. We also held networking events for small defense and tech companies so they can meet with the large prime contractors and identify opportunities for collaboration. In November, Harford County, in partnership with Carroll and Frederick counties, was awarded a total of $275,000, $100,000 of which is for Harford County, to evaluate our region's economic resilience and develop a plan to spark innovation in our county through technology development, entrepreneurship, and technology transfer. At the conclusion of this initial effort, our Tri-County partnership intends to further pursue other federal grant opportunities. In response to the federal CHIPS and Science Act of 2022, the Baltimore Economic Region, of which Harford County is a part, was designated by the U.S. Department of Commerce as one of 31 national tech hubs. Our Harford County Economic Development Team played a key role in the preparation of the regional CHIPS application. And each of these tech hubs is now competing for between $40 and $70 million in economic development funding. To help small businesses in need of financing, we were in the final stages of resurrecting the county's dormant business loan program. And this program will allow small businesses to access loans to purchase land, buildings, technology upgrades, new equipment, and more. And we're confident that these loans will allow us to spark additional business growth and expand our tax base. Our economic development team has also been busy supporting our local businesses with direct business outreach to over 250 businesses this year alone. During one of those outreach meetings, we learned that a local high-tech firm had been unable to expand jobs and physical space due to cash flow problems. And my team was able to corral them in and make them aware of state grants for which they have since applied. And if they're successful, that'll result in 56 new high-tech jobs with more than $1 million in additional capital investment. This fall, we celebrate the addition of 61 new farms to our Legacy Farms program, which honors farms that have been in business continually in Harford County under the same family ownership for more than 100 years. Our farmers are now served by a full-time agricultural advisor who travels daily throughout our farming community to work with our farmers to solve their problems. She communicates directly up to my level. If they have a problem, we deal with it. Our Energized Agricultural Advisory Board is actively addressing the many challenges our farmers face in remaining competitive. The board's planning for the development of a local meat processing facility, agritourism signage, and better engagements with our school system and other partners. We're also expanding opportunities for well-paying jobs that correspond to the many talents of our workforce. And thanks to this council's support, we've reversed the previous administration's plans to allow valuable commercial properties along I-95 to be filled with mega distribution centers that offer few opportunities for well-paying jobs and careers. And now we're working hard to recruit the high-tech businesses and manufacturing that are suitable to those locations. Workforce development has really taken on a whole new meaning and energy in this county and beyond. And as we partner with our schools and our college and businesses to pursue lucrative career opportunities for our graduates, and our schools are better aligning their curriculum with the workforce demands. And I want to thank for the immense collaboration we've got in this workforce development area. I want to thank Dr. Teresa Felder. I want to thank the Board of Education, Superintendent Bolson. The President of the Board of Education is here as well. The APG Senior Commander, Major General Edmondson, Upper Chesapeake Medical Center, Director Elizabeth Wise is with us here this evening, all for partnering with us with this endeavor. And thanks to each of you who were able to be here this evening, and thank you for coming out. Appreciate your support. And we look forward eagerly to Hartford Community College's development of a new workforce development center and similar efforts, which I know will be forthcoming by our public schools. And because everyone deserves a chance for economic success, we are actively supporting our small and minority businesses. Last spring, we met with a group of our minority business owners to determine the reasons why they just rarely submit bids on our county projects. And we also reviewed the results of a county study on minority business opportunities in our county. And in response to that, we've separated a number of our very large contracts into smaller contracts to allow smaller businesses to fairly compete for these many contracts. I want to say a word about the upcoming budget. I have promised repeatedly to be a careful steward of the taxpayers' dollars. For example, my administration has already saved over $10 million on necessary purchases through best practices and negotiation. As our taxpayers must live within their means, so must government live within those same means. In a sincere effort to align budget priorities, my administration and I have been working very hard over the past 6 months with the school board and others to analyze needs and funding. However, I fully expect that once again, we will face very difficult challenges to align our resources with our need. Education funding is our priority and it already represents a full 48.3% of the county budget. All Maryland counties, including Hartford, are currently facing tremendous challenges of meeting increased spending obligations imposed by the so-called state-mandated Blueprint for Education, or Kerwin. I'm confident that we can work together to meet these challenges and that those efforts will benefit from the strong working relationship that my administration has forged with the Board of Education. Ladies and gentlemen, the choice before us is simple. Hold the line on spending or increase taxes. My request to the members of the council is for intellectual honesty in the budget process. I will not support a tax increase, and I will therefore not support overall spending increases that exceed the rate of revenue growth, which we very confidently estimate to be around 5%. And I hope that you all will do the same. Moving forward with the fiscal 2025 budget process, we must steadfastly support public safety by providing our deputies and our correctional officers with competitive salaries. We must also fund teacher salaries and all new state-funded requirements in our public schools. However, in doing so, we cannot continue to reduce spending on the rest of the county and our county employees and the government operations. Making all this work is going to require immense cooperation. I've already initiated discussions with our council members, our board members, and other outside agencies in an effort to lay out the immense challenges that we all face. My hope is that we can continue constructive dialogue to balance our citizens' needs with available funding. I know that Harford County is up to the challenge, or any challenge. We just celebrated our 250th anniversary. To have made it through 2.5 centuries, Harford County must be doing something right. And I've lived here all of my life, and I think it's this. Just like a family, we may disagree from time to time, but we come together when it counts. Our personal connections are our superpower. We look out for one another, and we give a hand up when it's needed. We cherish our children and our grandchildren. We sacrifice for them. We work hard to make sure that their future is better and brighter than our own. That's why I believe in Harford County, and I know that even after 250 years, our best days lie ahead of us. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all. God bless you, and God bless Harford County. Thank you.
Good evening. How do you follow that? Good evening, County Executive Cashley, County Council, Department Directors, staff and citizens of Harford County, and attending and watching us online. Welcome. This evening, I have the honor and privilege to introduce a lifelong resident of Harford County, a dedicated family man, a huge advocate for all Harford County citizens. Our council president is not just a public servant, he's a beacon of commitment, integrity, and passion for the community he serves. With a track record of dedicated service and a deep understanding of the needs of Harford County, he has earned the trust and respect of many. Patrick Vincenti has a long history of working tirelessly for the betterment of our community. He consistently demonstrates the ability to bring people together, fostering collaboration and unity for the greater good. His leadership style is characterized by an inclusively fairness and a steadfast commitment to addressing the concerns of our residents. I've worked closely with Pat. We communicate daily. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree, and meet often on various issues. We have new administration and new challenges. As we end our first year in office with a new council and administration and our upcoming second budget, I'm confident that with Pat's experience and all-around knowledge of the government process, he has the best interests of the citizens of Harford County. The County Council will continue to work diligently on the upcoming budget and any other issues we'll encounter. We still see growth in defense and the high-tech sector, along with progress in industrial manufacturing, and welcome progress. Pat is always available to listen and offer solutions or compromises. The trademark of a good leader is to seek the knowledge and surround yourself with knowledgeable people. Please join me in welcoming our Council President, Patrick Vincenti.
For a minute, I thought he was talking about somebody else.
Me too.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President, for the introduction and for your service to Harford County. And Tony, thank you for your friendship. I appreciate it. Good evening, Mr. County Executive, Mrs. Castley, council members, directors, county employees, and fellow Harford Countyans. It's an honor to be and a pleasure to be with you this evening. We as a council look forward to a highly productive working relationship with all of our partners and remain committed to working diligently to serve all citizens of Harford County. We welcome each of you to the council chambers this evening. This venue is truly one of the few, if not the only, space available for our citizens to publicly express their questions and concerns directly to their legislators and local leaders. One of my duties as council president is to ensure everyone is afforded a respectful, safe environment while in these chambers. And real quick, I want to take a minute to thank our security team in assisting us with that. Thank you. I will continue to remain committed to leading this council with integrity and professionalism. A very important part of our meeting agenda each night is comments from attending citizens. We truly value your participation and input. Over the past year, we reviewed and revised the legislative branch's chapter of the Harford County Code to match the changes that have been made to our county charter since the beginning of charter government. Mr. Kearney, our council attorney, has also provided the administration with the needed changes to update the administrative branch's chapter of the code. Council has dutifully acted on revisions in the zoning code and supported much-needed enhancements to public safety. In addition to these legislative actions, we also advocated for many of our partners, such as the health department, nonprofits, education, and public safety during this last budget cycle. We look forward to working on several items to maintain and even improve the quality of life our citizens have grown accustomed to and expect. Council serves as the fiscal authority to the administration, exercising final approval over the annual budget. For the upcoming year, education, public safety, economic development, land use, and our local health department remains our priorities. As I've always said, the most valuable resource in Harford County is our citizens, and particularly our next generation. Focusing on our youth helps to ensure the brightest possible tomorrow for all. This is why this council remains committed to making funding for education and our children's future the #1 priority. It's our pleasure to recognize Dr. Bolson, Dr. Felder, President Poynton, school board members with us in attendance, educators, and others with us this evening. Thank you for your commitment to our children and our future. We know that great public safety plays an integral role and enhances the quality of life we experience in our county. It's our pleasure to recognize Sheriff Gaylor, Colonel Davis, members of your command staff, our state and municipal law enforcement members, Director Ayers, our EMS and fire leadership, our volunteers and personnel. Thank you for being here and thank you for your commitment to the county. Thank you for being with us this evening and thank you for your continued dedication and service to the citizens of Harford County. We will continue to offer our support to all of our public safety partners. Funding these priorities is paramount to ensure they have the resources and tools that are essential to effectively move our county forward and protect our citizens. My colleagues and I stand committed to support the county's economic development team in their efforts to create new, higher-paying jobs and opportunities for our citizens throughout our county. We support revitalization projects and providing adequate sewer services to our long-standing businesses who are experiencing septic issues and failure, all helping to ensure a stronger and healthier workforce into the future. We also recognize the great importance of maintaining a balance between revitalization and development efforts while preserving our rural communities and agricultural heritage in Harford County. Council looks forward to receiving legislation to update the county's agricultural land preservation program, helping to ensure preservation efforts all across all parts of our county. My colleagues and I have received questions about the status of updating Harford County's master plan and the comprehensive zoning process. While the state of Maryland requires counties to update their master plan every 10 years, the Harford County Charter mandates the county review its master land use plan every 8 to 10, followed by the comprehensive zoning process. Our current master plan, Harford Next, was completed in 2016 and is not required to be updated until 2026. At the heart of our plan is the land use plan, which guides decision-making on land use throughout the county and more specifically informs comprehensive rezoning process. The council has been informed that the administration has decided to forego updating the master land use plan this cycle. As council president, I would have preferred to initiate a comprehensive rezoning cycle with the guidance of a new master plan. County Council's role in this process is to review which properties may receive a change in zoning classification based upon the recommendations of the Planning and Zoning Department. We look forward to working with the administration and the Department of Planning and Zoning on the development of a new master plan, undoubtedly on the heels of the completion of the 2024 comprehensive zoning process. I would be remiss in talking about land use and zoning without recognizing that a large part of our county is agricultural and on well and septic. Acting as the Board of Health, we will continue to advocate and support the efforts of the Harford County Health Department, including our Environmental Health Division. The services you provide to our citizens across all departments are invaluable. So we want to thank Ms. Alston and their entire team for their dedication and commitment to our citizens. We as a council recognize that every decision we make directly impacts the lives and livelihoods of all citizens, and we do not take this responsibility lightly. I believe that communication and compromise is always the keys to success, and I thank each of my colleagues for their commitment in understanding this important part of the process. While we may not agree on everything that comes before us, I appreciate your knowledge of the issues, your willingness to do the research while advocating effectively for your constituents, your districts, and the county as a whole. In closing, my council colleagues and I thank the citizens of Harford County for placing their trust and confidence in us to represent them and legislate on their behalf. This task would be much more difficult without our council staff, legislative aides, administrators, legal counsel, and audit staff. We thank each of you for your dedication and commitment to serving the citizens of our county. And I want to offer my special thanks and sincere appreciation to Ms. Dixon and Mr. Kearney, my legislative aides, Ms. Harris, Ms. Lentz, and Ms. Sapp, to my budget advisor, Mr. Ondish, for the service and commitment to me, my office, this council, and the county. Jeannie, as always, thank you for your love and support at home and in our business. Without this or you, I couldn't serve in any capacity. The continued health, safety, and well-being of Harford County is and will continue to be the #1 concern of this council. Harford County truly is a great place to live, work, and raise a family. Thank you, and God bless you, and God bless this great county.
Coffee and refreshments.
Tell me, break down again.
So I think this will conclude this special non-legislative session. Mr. Kearney advised me not to ask if we have any citizens ready to speak. So thank you all for coming tonight. Thank you, Mr. County Executive, for your role here in the county and all you do. Thank you very much. Thank you all.